What's up, everyone? Hello. Say hello.
Hello everyone.
Today we'll be with who? Hannah.
Hello.
So, it seems like the markets are recovering a little bit. You have CFTC being more on the being very logical about the approach. What's up, Moma? Car vlogs. How's everyone? Hey, Dennis. Hello, Romaine. Yo, Cal. Eve. Okay, so hey, Jason. Alright, guys. So very quickly now, quick update. I would say that the market has been so hammered. Yeah, it has been so hammered of late. That even whatever recovery that you have, you either gonna have to range trade, or you can you either range trade or you accumulate. So it's a very simple it's a very simple strategy. Bye. Bye. So Hannah is off to school. As of today, with regards to the SEC meeting, right? They're still figuring out what to do. Okay. Hey, what's up, Victor from Ohio? Nice to meet you, man. What's up, Alex? Entropy. That's right. Smash that like button, guys. Smash that like button. If you haven't, right, smash that like button. Okay, so I'll get down to the questions later, but let me cover the general update first, right? Okay, so SEC is definitely still neutral in terms of the way it's in terms of the way it's trying to approach cryptocurrencies, and I think that Clayton is obviously representing SEC. He has to maintain that stance that regulations are here to protect the general retail market. Okay, so that's the stand. Then the other side, shucks, I suddenly forgot the bald guy. What's the bald guy's name? He's of course he's definitely pro cryptocurrencies. He's definitely pro cryptocurrencies, or at least he has a bigger, broader perspective about cryptocurrencies, which is of course the blockchain. And he's right to say that without Bitcoin there cannot be any blockchain, right? Because miners, yes, Giancarlo. So Giancarlo, thank you very much, Niangry. Okay, so Giancarlo's stand is very straightforward, very simple, of course very politically correct as well, right? He's not out there saying that Bitcoin is the next big thing, blah blah blah. He's just saying that blockchain is important, which is true, right? We are all incentivized to hold the cryptocurrencies, or in the miners case, or stakers case, we are all incentivized for holding Bitcoin, right? Hey, yeah, my eye bags are of course big, man. Come on. Every day. Let me get to that. It doesn't matter how bad my eye bags are. Okay, so I think the most important thing is that blockchain is here to stay. What's important thing is that the technology is here to stay. That there are gonna be infrastructure that's gonna be there's gonna be infrastructure that's gonna be continuously built on it. Also, with regards to decentralized applications, if you watch Patrick Dye's interview on CNN, right, he is saying that this space is still very young. Cardano, I interviewed Charles Hoskinson, this space is still very young. There's going to be projects that are going to be coming and going, right? It's just try to remind yourself that this will always be the case. This will be here for the next 3 years, 5 years, until we see the proper scalability solutions, what can be built on it, regulations, everything all has to come together, that everyone has a has a decent piece of the pie. Okay, so this is just basically the whole gist of the video. Also, why do you not see a very strong recovery? You're not gonna see any moons. Okay, you're not gonna see any moons. You're not gonna see suddenly your Bitcoin jump back up to 10,000. It's not gonna happen because the sentiment is weak. Try to understand that a lot of people got scared and freaked out of the market. That's what we want, right? That's what we want. If you have everyone just buying up blindly, that's when regulations have to step in. That's when you start having mainstream news talking shit about Bitcoin. You cannot have everybody coming in. So right now, good question. So let's get to the strategy first, and then after that we can go into the individual coin asking, right? Like I said, I'm not someone who can be the best advisor for or give you advice for every coin under the sun. I'm someone who's very specific about infrastructure and at least decentralized applications or social media networks. These are the things that I'm kind of currently looking at. But for the strategy, okay, so range trade or accumulate. If you had recently bought into if you recently bought into the dip, you had the courage to buy into the dip, you've been kind of listening to what I've been saying in my videos, buying the dips at 15% gaps to 20% gaps. That means, for example, when Bitcoin was 8,000, you bought at 8,000 because it was 10,000 to 8,000. That's a 20% dip. 8,000 to 8,000 to 6,000 is another 20% dip. You know, that kind of thing. You gapped yourself enough. You may not have got 6,000 because I think the price was 6,005. So you may not have gotten it, and then after that it rebounded back to about 6,005 to 7,000. Okay, so range trading on the other hand, is another range trade or accumulate. I have not been following Chris Dunn, by the way. So this is purely my own thoughts. I think it's a very common thing. Chris Dunn may have thought about it, but other people can also think about it. Yeah, so Eve, thank you very much. Okay, so just so you know, yeah, it's a coincidence. I mean, look, Chris Dunn is a great guy. I used to follow him back in the day, but I don't have to follow him anymore. So just so you know, I have my own group. I also have my own trading strategies. I don't follow other signals groups. I take a lot of pride in calling out our own signals. I don't join any other groups. You know, I mean, of course, my members are free to join any other group because, like I said, they are members. It's just like you going to Prada. You can go to any other kind of shop. It doesn't matter, right? It's okay. You guys are free to join, but I have my pride, right? Because it's my shop, my calls. I stick to my calls. I stick to my strategies, and I think most of the strategies are basic, right? Because if you already have such a huge correction, 60-70% correction, why would you bother to take profit? But on the other hand, if I already mentioned that the sentiment is weak, you probably need to take profit because all the bots are taking profit. All the traders will be taking profit because any bounce from now would be 15 to 20%. What's up, JM? So this is the general strategy. It's not so difficult. It's just about, you know, moving in and out, slowly gradually accumulating back the BTC. So my strategy for the premium group was to get back BTC. Don't be too concerned about Ethereum for now because BTC has taken such a hit that it's actually very, very attractive at this point compared to Ethereum. Okay, so not many people are writing smart contracts. More people would rather use Bitcoin or at least they would try to at least keep it as a store of value because Bitcoin appeals more to the general public. Ethereum, on the other hand, doesn't appeal so much to the general public. Ethereum appeals a lot to developers that are using the Ether as gas, right? So try to understand that. So once you try to understand that psychology, but also we look at the price. People are very concerned about price. How many tokens or cryptos can I own with $10,000? So that's also another consideration. So when you first start off, you're always looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, these three. So first, these three have to recapitalize first. So in no particular order, but I would say the first order would be Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin. So Ethereum, because being that there are more pairings, Bitcoin will be the first one to start getting back its price. So the price will start accumulating, it will go back up. Then after that, it will be followed by your altcoins. Okay, this is just the order. And in terms of where the market is headed, I would still make my stand that it's still soft. You're not gonna see the market cap suddenly rise up to past 500B anytime soon. We have already spooked the market. So I think any exciting things, Chinese New Year is just around the corner. It's just around the corner. It happens on the 15th or the 6th. It happens on the 16th, I think. So I wouldn't even be trading much. I'll be just reading up a lot, trying to just find what's good, right? What's good in the market? What we can see from regulators. I'll be more focused on regulation. I'll be more focused on making sure that the direction is still there, because we could still be in a bear market, guys. We are still in a bear market. Let's not forget that if this lasts, it could last for a few months. So be very conservative in your entry, right? Be very conservative in your entry. Don't over leverage at this point. Don't have to FOMO, right? Because this could be like a bear trap also. So that means if it rose to say current price is, I think, 7,700 or maybe 7,300, okay, you want to just keep accumulating in this range. Hopefully that Bitcoin stays at this range. It has really stopped dying. But if there's gonna be, okay, I think China has already made its stand very, very clear. So I hope that the news has already been priced in that China is, really out of the equation in terms of creating more FUD. Okay, then we look at other countries. India has already made its stand. Korea already has made its stand. Where else? Japan, right? So Japan is pro crypto. So we have all these major countries, and I think Russia also has drafted out its stand on cryptocurrencies as well. I'm not into the details, because usually all these government and policies are a long read. I usually let the team read it and summarize it for me. But overall, I would say that everyone is having everything in place. Oh yes, and Canada also as well. Yeah, I mean, I would really love to find out more about what's the stand of crypto in Canada. Like, what's your government? What's the government stand on it? Is it good? Is it bad? Yeah, that's right, Zach. Yes, Singapore, on the other hand, is relatively pro crypto. A lot of the foundations are here. A lot of the projects are opening up here. But I'm also a bit concerned, because when that is the case, right? Like right now, or is it over the weekend? We have all the block shows. It's still picking up here. I would not say that it is as fantastic as as the US side. I think US side, the blockchain conventions are stronger, bigger, better. But in Singapore, it's starting to, the Shield Fest is starting, guys. We have quite a number of projects. We have quite a number of projects here that are good, but not all are great. They all appear to be good, but they are actually not. So yeah, but we'll gradually cover them. If they have, because most of the time they're here speaking to the VCs, right? Everybody seems to want to get into the VC game. Which is quite hilarious, because eventually, if these projects don't deliver, they get burnt out or regulations step in. The so-called the newly set up VCs, right, are not gonna make it through, because they're gonna be running out of money, right? So everyone's in it to flip it. Okay, everyone's honestly in it to flip it. I just hope to see look, there's no way that with Singapore's stand on cryptocurrencies at the moment, I don't see that it's going to be as heavily regulated for now. Okay, the retail investors, I would say that it's 50-50. Singapore, we are more conservative when it comes to investing in cryptocurrencies. Not everyone is just full on so open like you guys. They're still figuring stuff out. Yeah, so that's the scene right now in Singapore. But as the space starts to mature, and with the recent crash, that's also going to get us eyeballs. So there's two ways that you can get cryptocurrency eyeballs, or more viewership, or more people reading about it. A huge spike, which is what it did when it went up to 20,000, that made headlines, and a huge crash. So the current crash, which brought it down to 6,000, you're seeing cryptocurrency going up. Cryptocurrency is going up. and crashing down 70%, something like that. Gets a lot of news. So the traditional investors will be looking into this space like, this is a very risky thing. It's probably a bubble. Yeah. So you have the old fogies talking in this manner. And then after that, you will have the youngsters who are like, shit, finally Bitcoin is cheap. Then they'll start, finding their friends and whatnot who have been in Bitcoin, because a lot of the millennials are actually in cryptocurrencies at the moment. So a lot of the millennials, I've been, speaking to a couple of my sellers. They're saying, man, people are buying in droves. People are buying Bitcoin. So I was like, hey, okay, that's a good sentiment. The ones who know are buying. The ones who don't know, of course, they're sitting at the sidelines like, whoa, yeah, let me have a look-see. Yeah, so this is the general outlook. I think it's the same for every country right now. Those who kind of got in, are spooked now. And what I sincerely hope is that those who borrowed money, especially those who you see, that's the thing, right? When you are a social media influencer, people love to kind of tweak your words. I never once ever mentioned to ever borrow to go and buy crypto. But there are some people who have just selective listening could even comment in my previous video saying that I asked people to borrow, right? So this is the kind of space that we have. So that's why I mentioned, man, yeah, I mean, I think as a professional I have to, of course, be a little bit more be more neutral in my comments, but sometimes I really have to give it to these people, man. So what I'm just trying to say is that when you see, you should never borrow, right? I've always advocated using whatever you have, which is what I've been doing. I've always been using whatever I have to invest in cryptocurrencies, but a lot of people borrow. They would actually take a equity loan. They would actually borrow from their credit card, or at least use their credit card. See, so that's why now all the credit cards, all the major banks have already cut off. They've already cut off credit card. They've already cut off the usage of buying cryptocurrencies with your credit card. I'm not sure how many people, okay, are doing that, but yeah, it is just the way it is. Okay, so yeah, so guys, it is time to start accumulating the respective cryptocurrencies that you are in favor of, right? So you can go and buy whatever you want, right? Since you think that you know better, buy whatever you want. How about that? Okay, so you think that your project is awesome, have the balls to go and buy more of whatever that project is, and let's see whether it stands the test of time. All right, so yeah, so feel free to ask questions. I've got the next 5 minutes to answer questions. In any opinion about TE Food ICO? Okay, that's very interesting. There is a food ICO. Okay, I'll check it out, Atif. I have not come across it, but yeah. What do you think of Neblio? Okay, Neblio was mentioned to me by one of my I mean, quite a number of people, but I have not checked out Neblio. Really, guys, there are quite a number of projects that are interesting, but we have to be a little bit more on the cautious side. We don't have to jump in too quickly into any random new cryptocurrency at the moment. Is today a bull trap? Maybe. So you think the bear market is not over? I would say that no, it is not over, because we have not recovered back to our support level of 500B to 600B. Thoughts on polymath? Okay. I think I kind of saw the banner, but I think security tokenization projects. Security tokenization projects. That's a very broad base, right? Maybe wow, your AQ Shadow Lord, maybe you can elaborate a little bit more, because security tokenization projects is a very broad term, right? And most of these projects always use a very broad term, and then after that, in the white paper, they narrow it down. So you might wanna maybe summarize it a little bit. Then I can answer a little bit more general first, because not that I know this project, but yeah. Thoughts on Go Network GOT ICO? Wow, you guys are really all over the place, man. I love it. I love it for the fact that, you know, the chat is or at least the community is very, very experimental. And I noticed that a lot of the YouTubers, right, love shilling the latest ICOs. It gets views, man. I understand. But honestly, that's not the way to go. Okay? It is gonna get tighter and tighter and more difficult, and eventually all these YouTubers will be wiped out, man. It's just the way it is. Because they are so used to shilling ICOs. That is the thing that gets them the views. I don't have to do that, man. I just have to shill the things that make the most sense. I just have to shill the ones that have the best infrastructure and shill the ones that are going to be in the right direction and here to stay. That's what I'm trying to find out. And that's when we can put the most money into consistently and not have to always have to hunt for the next big thing, the next big thing. You think everything will still be around? You really think that every single project will still be around? Go and read up what is VC. Go and read up what's the failure rate for every single startup. This is the startup space. 90% of the startups here are not going to make it, right? The reason why they seem to make it is that because they're so well capitalized from all this free money that's been floating around for so many years since the Lehman crash. The money is trying to get in. So with millions, obviously you can last at least a few years if you're prudent, right? You could even potentially build something and have something out there for the market, but without a strong marketing and sales team and a strong corporate structure, these projects are not going to make it, just like every single startup. You think everyone is going to be a successful entrepreneur and a billionaire, is it? Really, this space is not gonna be like that, man. I am waiting earnestly for that time, really. But right now, obviously not gonna happen, because a lot of what I see right now is all hype, youngsters driving Porsche, you know, either father's money or they made a lot of money in the beginning. It's all good, man. It's all good. If they're entrepreneurial enough and they actually form the right kinds of communities and they consistently network and build outside of the crypto space, they're gonna last. That's what I can say. They're gonna last. Those I can respect. But the ones that are here for the money grab, to me, I have zero respect. And I can smell it a mile away. Right? I can smell it a mile away. Okay, yes. Elf is also another smart contract platform in Singapore. Same old, right? How many exchanges are you gonna be on? What is your direction? You can list on a few exchanges. You don't have to start off with so many exchanges and over leverage yourself. How many Singapore companies are gonna be building on Elf? That's also another question. So, if you are invested in Elf, perhaps you could see the developments. You could see how active they are in terms of getting projects on board, right? That's how all smart contract platforms have to start off initially, and they form their own ecosystem. Okay, Alex is asking a question. Do you think a non-crypto market crash is going to have a big impact on crypto? I used to think if there was a huge market-wide crash, the crypto would benefit. Not so sure anymore. Okay, yes. With regards to the stock market crashing and the VIX jumping 100% is due to the fact that there's a 40% chance that the US government might shut down. Same thing, every year this happens, right? They have to increase the debt ceiling in order for them to continue to function. Now, since it has a 40% chance of default, which is higher than the previous year, it spooked the market. And that was why there was a call to move back into bonds, right? And gold also spiked, right? So I've always mentioned buy gold, buy gold. I've always mentioned that 10%, 20%, up to you. Depends on how conservative you are. And of course that happened, right? Not that I knew that it would happen, but I just, it's just the way it is. So if, the debt ceiling just increases, everything will come back to normal again. The markets will be happy, blah, blah, blah. But I would be very interested to see if the government really did default. And even if it pretended to be in that default mode or defaulting mode, it's just an opportunity for their traders to kind of get into the long positions. Come on, man, who wouldn't manipulate and play that game? Right? You make on the short and you make shorting, and then after you go up as well. 10 years of life lessons squeezed into 3 months. Martin, I want to sell my second house and buy more BTC, Ethereum, and LTC, but no one wants to buy my house. Ah, man. What investments you recommend outside of crypto? Okay, with regards to investments outside of crypto, right now the stock market, right, is actually very overvalued. Okay, it's overvalued for my liking. That's why I've been having a extremely conservative stance. Property markets are not giving very good rental yield in Singapore, right? And also property prices are very soft in Singapore. So right now, honestly, I'm just holding gold and cash. That's all I'm doing, and building up CG as a brand. That is what I'm doing. Hey, setting up a business is also an investment, guys. Have you ever considered that? All this money that you're making, say if you have been diligently cashing out every quarter, every year, why not just build a business, man? You guys, I'm not asking you guys to like build a business, like, you know, have a business plan first, right? Then go and build a business with all these profits. I'm sure that you have to do some hard work. If you're someone who's already working, right? You're working right now, and you are planning on having a side hustle. Always have a side hustle outside of crypto. Crypto cannot be full-time, okay? Cannot be full-time unless you have a few streams of income going on for you first. See, a lot of people right now are taking crypto as their lifeblood. Crypto cannot be your lifeblood, okay? Crypto is my lifeblood because I made a business out of it. I've also capitalized and cashed out a good portion of it in the early part, right? So I can safely do this. I can safely give your value, right? I cannot be giving your value when I'm in the wrong emotional state. Remember when I said I'm losing paper 700,000? How many people can lose paper 700,000, right? Come on, think about it logically. Okay? You have to understand that in this market, it is so volatile. And if you are investing it with borrowed money, I do not know how emotionally strong you are. But if you are emotionally strong on borrowed money, I have nothing to say. Good for you. But I'm not encouraging it, right? Okay, Olaf, what do you think about blockchain Wi-Fi initiatives? Okay, why? Like, why do you need a Wi-Fi initiative? Like, what's the rationale? I think it's a money grab. It sounds like a money grab. Because right now, the internet is fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with the internet. You don't have to blockchain the Wi-Fi portion, you know? Oh, Zach, wow. Maybe there should be an intellectual barrier to entry instead of a financial one. Okay, wow, that's a bit sensitive. Well, have you heard of Skycoin? Aha, okay, yes. Okay, Skycoin, I think a group has been, the group's community manager has been trying to get me to interview Skycoin. And it claims and hails to be a Generation 4 blockchain. When Generation 3 is not even established properly yet, there seems to be a Generation 4. Well, okay, I'll take a look at the white paper. This week, I'm very, very packed. But after Thursday, I should be fine. And I'll start going into your suggestions like Polymath, going into suggestions of Neblio. I'm listening to you guys, you know. Skycoin. Just now, I think I saw something with regards to Wi-Fi. There's what security. Oh man, what the heck? The word is so long. Securitization. Yes, securitization of cryptocurrencies. Yes. Okay, I will look into those. Tokenizing securities. Ah, okay, tokenizing securities, right? Okay, okay, okay. If you talk about tokenizing securities, why not? Why not? You know why? You know why? Tokenizing securities might work because right now, okay, in the past, right? In the past, when I used to do derivative products for my clients, if I wanted to do a swap, a stock swap, for example, that is a derivative in itself. Right now, say for example, if I wanted to swap my bank stocks for bonds, right? I have to sell it off. I have to sell off my stocks, and then after that I have to buy my bonds, right? So that process alone is actually not very friendly. So what if there was an exchange to have all these securities in one place? Like what we're doing for our crypto, right? We are swapping from BTC to say Quantum. Quantum after that make money, sell off, come back to Kyber network. Why not do that for the existing stock market? Right? I think they're already talking about it. Nasdaq will already talk about it because then it's like very easy. But then again, I think all the brokers will disappear, right? Because then there will be no need for any more brokers. They don't need to execute the orders for us, right? We do it for ourselves. So I have, say for example, JP Morgan. I want to sell off all my bank stocks, or I want to realize all the tech stocks. No, tech stocks have been doing too well. So let's say I sell off a portion of my tech stocks. I want to start buying bond tokens, right? Government bond tokens, or I want to buy some corporate debt. I can do that. Or I want to go into an industry that is more defensive. Say I want to go into the healthcare stocks. I can do that. Yeah, I think that is very exciting. I hope to see that. And it makes a lot of sense to be able to do that. But you know what? Because the infrastructure is so old, it's gonna take like an eternity for it to kind of, gradually migrate to the blockchain. But yes, I think it will happen. I see it. Oh yeah, 95% of the NYSE shares traded are going through one clearinghouse based in New Jersey. Thank you so much, Nicholas. That is yeah, that is true because most of the time, right? All these exchanges are all owned by the few. So it's just a matter of whether the millennials want to buy stocks or not, or want to learn about stocks. But you know what, guys? It is just another asset class. It is still another asset class. Don't feel like just because it's owned by the few, then we don't touch it. There is money to be made in stocks, but I'm not someone who's in stocks right now. But there are opportunities out there that I would hope to see more of, or I'll get more into when I see a decent crash. Right now, there's no decent crash. I only see small little corrections in the market. I want to see like whatever that we've seen in our crypto market, 30% down, 40% down, you know? Because the stock market is also way overbought already, right? With all that cheap money. How come it doesn't have a 30% correction? You know why? Because a large part of all these stocks are held by the few, right? So they have strong hodls as well, you know? So if we kind of do the same for our crypto, we strong hodl our main cryptocurrencies, we are the ones that are going to define the market, right? Would you agree? We are the ones that make the choice. But you know what? Because it's a collective effort, everybody is all, having all the opinions and looking at new cryptos all the time, it doesn't work, right? It won't work because no one thinks in a collective manner. Like everyone needs to agree that, okay, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum is here to stay. They don't panic sell. Everyone holds the price. It's a collective effort. One YouTube channel or a collective number of YouTube channels maybe are not going to be very strong because right now the YouTube scene for cryptocurrencies is kind of picking up, but not many of us are actually doing it in the right way, so that's one thing as well. Not everyone's singing the same song basically. Yes, ADA is going to be a long-term project, Susan. Well, Martin, Max King, we all hope that that is the scenario. I wouldn't say all the money is going to go because don't forget who are still invested in the stock market. Our parents, the 45-year-olds and above are still invested in the stock market. They only know how to move from the stock market to the bond markets, so on and so forth, right? Bonds, futures. Futures and forex are not even traded as widely by the elderly. They will look the ones who are more sophisticated. Yes, and many 401k plans. That's right, Fernando. Correct. So all these pension funds will basically be staying safe, and they will want to enjoy the 2% management fee. That's all they do, guys. These companies or these fund houses or pension funds, they just want to chill because they're sitting on billions. 2% management fee is a lot of money. What do they need to do? Rebalance all the time? No, no, no. What I mean is that not 45 can be your parents. No, 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 no. What I mean is people who are a little bit older, so 45 and above, right? They're still kind of my parents are 60. My parents are 60. So these are the people who are very familiar with stocks. They are not very familiar with derivative projects, right? Derivative investments. For example, futures, options, commodities trading. Okay. So these are my parents. Okay, my parents are definitely not so open into having a majority of their money or a good portion of their money into crypto. The whole world is advocating 10%, 20%. And it's good to kind of mention that because 10% to 20%, so 10% to 20% in this very young market, I would say that's the right allocation. As much as I would bravely like to say more, but this space is still too. It's okay. Look, oh man, it's so this comment is so painful because I know for the fact that there are still scams in the IPO space. There are still scams in the penny stock space, right? There are shit stocks being listed on the Australian Stock Exchange all the time because it's so easy to list there. So to be fair, it's the same. To be fair, right? To be fair. We are coming into that era that we are seeing the smart money coming in. So that is good. We are seeing the smart money coming into our space. When that kind of happens, we also start to get more sophisticated investors. My channel also is contributing to that kind of space to help our investors, people who are retail become smarter, to make better financial decisions. That's why it's a continuous struggle to educate. Educating is very painful. It's just like you sending your kid, right, to school, and your kid is struggling to understand stuff, but the teacher has to teach over and over again, batches and batches and batches of students. It's the same thing. There'll always be people who are new. Can you unblock me in CSCG, please? Why do you get blocked? Did you post a GIF? Or you obviously posted a GIF, right? I like to hold as little as cash as possible. That's why I got into precious metals and cryptos. Good on you, Fernando. Good on you. Yes, I did watch the meeting. Well, a little bit of it, and I had it summarized. That is right, Maui Go. We all hope that BTC will be 50k, but let's talk about 20k first. Let's not be too ambitious. Let's allow Chinese New Year to take place, and then after that, let's see what happens. I think a lot of you guys, I think you all are very seasoned. I see all the usual members watching the channel, the chat. Oh yeah, buy some silver. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm not really a silver fan because of the spread, but I think but I think with regards to the silver question first, I'm not against silver, but I'm just more of a gold guy, right? Because the gold spreads are better. Yeah. Okay, what we are going into what's your take on Lightpay? Well, Charlie Lee has enough influence to make it happen. And in terms of if merchants start using Litecoin's price is going to spike because there will be more people buying. Investors will see this as a positive, investors will buy and hodl, right? Investors will buy and hodl, but people like the average Joe will just take it as, hey, it's a kind of credit, right? It's a kind of token where I'm funding it with cash using Litecoin to pay for my things. I hope it happens. Okay, and if Litecoin is already SegWit activated. So they are gonna skip all the bullshit and they're gonna get to what a currency is supposed to be. I don't invest in one chain. I don't intend to invest in one chain, so I'm not into the one chain scene. Neither am I into the Venn chain. Supply chain management is important, but you know what? It's not my concern at the moment. I'm very focused on the infrastructure. Recent subscriber of your channel, I've enjoyed your content. The content of crypto markets and regular stocks are similar in many ways, with the many differences of the decentralized and regulations. Yes, that is right, Stoneheart. Very right. Thank you for joining and thank you for subscribing. Okay, so you don't think price cycle when looking at a silver versus gold, you mean? I don't think much of the price cycle. I'm looking as gold as a hedge, right? You can't have everything in crypto. By the way, don't bother with asset-backed cryptocurrencies at the moment. It can be credible, but why don't you just buy the actual thing? Now, of course, people will say, I can't buy the actual thing because I don't have enough money to buy the whole piece of a 1 ounce gold bar. And that is why cryptocurrencies allow you to fractionalize. And a lot of the money grabs are going to say that they have gold and they are going to back it up by an asset like oil, like gold, like property, and crypto, by creating their own token, is going to fractionalize and allow you to own portions of it. Be very careful with these kind of projects, because these kind of projects are money grab. They are going to obviously take your money. Whether they're actually buying the asset or not, no one knows, because not everyone knows how to do deep research on these companies. Firstly, you have to pull up their biz file, right? You have to pay for that. And to see how much paid up capital they are having, right? And how long they've been around. They may not be the parent company, they may be a holding company, and the holding company can close at any time. So be very watchful on that. If you say that you have asset back, who is going to validate that you really have this amount of gold, right? Backing up this particular token that you say you're going to launch. So the general public are very young. They're still very new, very uneducated, and they will throw their money at this thing left, right, and center. That's why crypto is so great, right? Because you can own fractions of a particular project. It's all about financial inclusion. Remember my video about the saddest video? I wasn't making it up. It wasn't clickbait. Because I really feel sad if, let's say, for example, people who create ICOs, they have a great project. I want to get the retail investors in. I cannot, because I only can work with AI. That was what the saddest video was all about. Can you please explain why Chinese New Year is valuable in this space? Chinese New Year is an occasion. It's not that okay, it's important to the Chinese. It's a period of time when most Chinese won't bother about trading because businesses are all closed, right? Because Chinese work 365, man. Chinese work 365. Weekends also we work, man. So during Chinese New Year is the time when those who are working in the city will go back to their provinces. You know, all businesses, majority will shut down. The streets are going to be more of people enjoying firecrackers, visiting relatives, giving out hong baos. They're all enjoying themselves. No one's planning to work. So don't forget, majority of the volume in terms of cryptocurrencies previously comes from China. I'm not sure where the volume is and how the volume is coming out from China right now. Okay, not really entirely sure, but I'm sure that somehow the money is always slipping out of China. Basically, the Chinese business people and whales always have a way. It's just about how inconvenient they want to do it. You know, it's always either through a hedge fund or through a holding company, and then from that holding company or privately you send money to some associate in another country, in another exchange, and get the job done. It's always like that. Do we have the opportunity to go back to sub 6K? Why not? Yes, we could potentially go back to sub 6K. I'm hungry too, Joel. I'm hungry too. I haven't had my breakfast yet. Your opinion on Cardano. Cardano is going to be a very good project, but give it some time. Long way to go. Like you might want to invest in it later part of the year. Q3 or Q4. Could you touch on market making? Like market manipulation. What would you like to know, right? This space is just highly manipulated because it is unregulated, unlicensed. So anyone who can pool enough money together could pump up a particular cryptocurrency to their liking. So how would the manipulation go these days? Write a report, right? First, you have to kind of establish a certain level of credibility first. Then you help people make money. The moment you start helping people make money, you can kind of form a pump, right? The next thing, to form a pump, you need to have money also. Because if you don't have money, you can't control the market. You must own enough of a particular token, or at least obviously have enough BTC or Ethereum to move the cryptocurrency collectively across a number of exchanges. Because you have to make a decent pump, right? When you make that decent pump, then suddenly your report has credibility. People will follow it. Like, wow, PB research is doing very, very well. Wow, they are getting 90% of their calls correct. Come on, guys. Like, oh man, it's just so obvious, but it's okay. It's like I said, it's unregulated market. Insider trading is not going to get you into jail at the moment. Not going to get you any fines. You know, usually it puts you in jail, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, it's just the way it is, right? Yes, a little bit of quantum shilling. Yes, I would. I did buy quantum all the way, whatever the price. Every single dip, 15% dip, I'm buying quantum, straight up, no doubt about it, man. CG, can you tell about Icon? Icon at the moment is dipping very hard because they have not much happening. So once they start their full ecosystem, the price will start to pick up. So yeah, why not? You want to take a bet on Icon? Go ahead. Icon seems like the more affordable crypto, being that it's below $4 now. I think it's about $3.95, $3.97, right? Are you employed by Quantum? Obviously not, dude. I run my own business, man. CG is my business. What employed by Quantum? My goodness. I'm just an investor in Quantum. ETN. I've never heard of ETN though. Hi, I just joined. What price action do you expect from BTC in the next 20 days? And is Chinese New Year a last huge dip or still some dipping? BVB, no one can really answer you, but maybe let's just put it this way. Range trade. Right? The main title of this video. Range trade your BTC. Range trade your BTC or go in and out of your altcoin. That means, for example, if you have a particular altcoin that you are very familiar with, you can buy it cheap, sell it off, go back to BTC. When BTC strengthens, go back into that altcoin again, back and forth. You can do that. You can do percentages, say 60-40 approach, 70-30 approach, up to you. Depending on whether you are more of an investor or trader, you swap the allocation back and forth. Right? So if you're more of a trader, trade 70%, hodl 30%, because since you got it at this price, why not, right? Because you can enjoy further upside. Now, on the other hand, if you're more of an investor like me, then it would be 70% hodl, 30% trading. It's up to you. Just decide what you want to do. Do you think BNB, Binance, will go back to its heydays? On the other hand, HT really held up strong during the correction. Is it possible? Is it because of the low knowledge and exposure of HT to the public? Now, Benjamin, HOP is not that no one knows. It's just that they don't have a referral program, right? Okay, when you have a referral program, okay, Binance has a referral program. When there's an opportunity for the masses to make money for referring, that's why you get a lot of virility. Okay, let me tell you something. Once Huopi and if Huopi decides to have a referral program, I tell you the competition will be damn hot. Okay? Right now, I think KuCoin has a referral program. I think KuCoin has a referral program. I think Binance has a referral program. Okay, so just because you can earn 5-10%, people are looking for income, man. People are looking for income so that, look, everybody wants to make secondary stream income, right? And if they can refer their friends to go and buy and go and buy cryptocurrencies, or buy the Binance token, or trade on cryptocurrencies, then why not, right? Why not? So what you have to understand is that the moment Huobi adopts a referral program kind of related thing, okay, then the whole market will already grow already. That market will grow on its own. I don't understand why Binance is so hot. For me, just because they have more coins. Okay, yes. Okay, firstly, it's all about marketing. There are a lot of cryptocurrencies that are currently listed on Binance at the moment. Okay, so it is actually very, very popular, right, for now. But the listing on Binance is expensive. Okay, so I'm hoping to see something more leveled out, where the listing fee is a little bit more favorable for most people. Okay, so we have to take note on that. Yes, there are a little bit of problems on the Android. You're right. The crypto journals, you are right. There are problems with the Android app. I noticed that there's a little bit of a problem when logging in with the captcha. Is it okay? So Solman Hassan, is it safe to assume realistically the worst case scenario is that we are about to enter a pretty long bear market in accumulation phase until it is inevitably becomes extremely bullish again? Solman Hassan, yes, it seems that way. But you know what? A bear market, when you say long in the crypto space, it may be only 1 or 2 months, right? Because the crypto space moves so quickly, 1 or 2 months is nothing, right? When we talk about bear market, sometimes bear market can last 3 to 6 months, or 6 months and longer. Okay, so try to understand that this space is actually very fast. So long is not a very good word to use. But hey, you know what? Maybe you can use that long here. If 1 month is long in the crypto space, then we shall use 1 month is long. What's so great about quantum compared to neo? I think, Josh, the question is more about what you see in terms of development. If I go into this question, it will take too long. But maybe just very quickly to summarize, I think it is a matter of, firstly, what kind of community each party has. Also, in terms of when you talk about blockchain, who is more decentralized? Who has more scalability? That's the next question. Also, in terms of what kind of decentralized applications are being built on it? What's the number? What's the adoption rate? Okay, and what are the chances of these apps surviving and succeeding on each platform also matters, because you can create a lot of crap decentralized apps as well on Quantum. Okay, I want to smash Quantum. I just purposely built a lot of rubbish apps on top of it, and then after that, who knows? Maybe because of that, Quantum may get a bad name. Obviously not, right? Because Quantum is just a platform. It doesn't endorse every single decentralized application that is being built on it. Also, when I'm building on Quantum or I'm building on Neo, what's my support? Both offer support from what I've heard. Okay, although I'm not very close to the Neo team or whatever, but I understand that both provide support. Both, whether financially or not, I'm not very sure. But I noticed that Neo also has support in terms of financing, and also in terms of technical. That's all that you need, and you incubate. I don't know whether they do incubation. I understand that Quantum may or may not do incubation, but yeah, let's wait and see. Thank you, Stoneheart. I mean, look, I think this market is very new. It's very interesting. Everybody's learning. I'm learning every day, by the way. When I speak to all these projects and when they come up with their ideas, I get very excited to see, oh, I didn't know that your project could also be on the blockchain. You see, I'm learning that every day, because we are working with projects that want to I'm working with with projects that want to build on the blockchain. So from then we recommend the best platform to them, and then from then what works for them, and at the same time we assist them in their PR and their social media marketing, their community management. Yeah. Your opinion about OMG for long term? OMG for long term would be good because they are establishing themselves in the right markets, Japan and Thailand, and of course the rest of the world. OMG long term is okay. Alright guys, so that is all for the stream. Okay, that is all for the stream today. It's been a long time since I did an hour-long stream. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, and at the same time, don't forget to comment and subscribe if you have some questions that you like to ask that didn't get answered on the stream. I'm really, really very sorry. But like I said, I love you guys, and you know what? Stay invested, and don't forget, don't over leverage, don't buy into nonsense stuff, and always remember to help other people, right? The whole idea is to always help others when you are doing well in this space, and don't forget to be diversified. Alright, take care everyone. Bye.